Hey there! Welcome to The Hot Slice, the weekly podcast brought to you by Pizza Today magazine. I'm your host, Jeremy White, editor-in-chief of Pizza Today. And as always, I am joined by my favorite executive editor in the whole world.
Whoa, favorite executive editor, only executive editor.
Denise Greer. Hey, Denise.
Woo! Hello! And I am actually representing Pizza Today. Got my Pizza Today shirt on today, so
dig it.
So, how are you doing, Jeremy?
I'm doing well. We are enjoying springtime in the Ohio Valley, which means allergies and itchy eyes and all that, right?
Yeah, so if you hear me all nasally and stuff, sorry. It's just going to happen like that.
Look, we're not radio professionals, all right? We're just making this work.
No. And, before we hit on our guest, just want to remind everybody that we have a really thorough survival guide for this current labor shortage on pizzatoday.com. You cannot miss it when you go to pizzatoday.com because there is a big banner on the front page that will get you there. So definitely check that out. You're having problems, you got to get creative, and maybe there's some ideas on there that'll get your wheels turning to do something for yourself that'll work.
Well put. Check it out. And speaking of our guest today, we're just going to get right to it. We're bringing on Brenda McDonnell from Brendas Pizzeria in Oakland, Maryland. She's in a rural area up in the mountains of Maryland, up against the border with West Virginia. I think she's about 45 minutes from Morgantown, about 2 hours from Pittsburgh. And she moved from the Bronx about 20 years ago to Western Maryland. She opened a pizzeria. She's getting ready to celebrate her 20th anniversary, and she's doing some really big things out there in the mountains.
Yeah, and she's a seasonal business, which I'm always interested in how operations work with seasonal businesses. So she gives us a little insight into that, and also her employees. She's got some really neat programs with her employees. So I'm really excited to listen in.
Yeah, she takes a large crew out to Pizza Expo every year, roughly 15 to 20 people. And it's a big part of what they do for their employees. It's one of their major perks that their employees really love about working at Brendas. And they are very excited about things returning to normal and being able to travel to Pizza Expos in the future and all of that. So Brenda is someone that we had not met personally until recently, and she's really a bright beacon in her community.
Absolutely. Well, let's jump right into the conversation because she has a lot of great things to talk about.
Performance Food Service is proud to deliver high-quality products, innovative technology, and custom operational solutions to restaurants of all sizes across the country. The flagship division of Performance Food Group, with deep roots in the restaurant industry, Performance Food Service has been the exclusive distributor of the Roma family of brands for more than 65 years. This signature relationship has allowed Performance Food Service to become a leader in the pizza and Italian segment of food service nationwide.
So Brenda, you are located in Western Maryland. When a lot of people think about Maryland, they think of Baltimore, the DC area, crab cakes, being near the ocean. You're in a part of Maryland people don't normally think of. You're near West Virginia. You're up in the mountains in a very small town of less than 2,000 people. Is that correct?
In the whole county, we have 30,000. And it's a pretty big county. But in Deep Creek Lake, it's not an incorporated town. So Oakland is our county seat. So we have like five little jurisdictions like Friendsville and Oakland and things like that. So there's only a couple hundred people in each one. So it is small, but we're big with visitors in the summer and the winter.
Okay. Is skiing or? Yeah,
we have skiing. Actually, my father-in-law, his family, he built a ski area in the late 50s. And so they didn't have a winter business. In the summer, they have beautiful Deep Creek Lake here, but in the winter, they didn't have anything. So for tourism, they put in a ski resort, and it's a Wisp ski resort, and it's beautiful. It's a really good place. So Thank God we have 2 seasons.
Yeah, absolutely. So tell us about your pizzeria. I know that you offer a New York style pizza, and I believe you have a full menu with calzones and sandwiches and salads and pastas and all kinds of good stuff.
Yeah, we do. I moved from the Bronx in New York in 1988. So with the crazy New Jersey Italian guy, and we put in a pizzeria. I didn't know anything about it. And then about 8.5 years later, we lost the business due to sales tax and things like that. It was just a lot of financial problems because it was so seasonal. And then I went to work for the ski resort for like 6 years. And in 2001, I had a chance to go out on my own. So I did. And I started Brendas Pizzeria down there. And it is a New York style pizzeria because I'm from the Bronx. We have really good pizza. We make all of our dough or sauce. We have been there, let me see, 2001. And then in 2004, we tore down the building and I had the opportunity to buy the building. And now we own it outright. I mean, we're still paying a mortgage, but we have like 50 employees at the pizzeria, being very seasonal also. But we try and keep the main people on all year. We never do any unemployment or anything. We'll live with if it's slower that week. You know, this year has been amazing. We've been so busy with the pandemic, believe it or not.
Wow. Well, hey, congratulations, because when we were talking over email, you neglected to mention that this would be your 20th anniversary if you opened in 2001.
We did. Oh, yeah.
You got a big milestone coming up.
Did
you not even realize that, Brenda?
Gosh. We should, we'll have to do something.
Yeah, that's kind of a big deal. 20 years in the pizza business, Denise, is a huge deal.
Yes, big party. You've got to do something to celebrate that, because that is
we will.
Huge
that's
milestone.
A great, thanks for the reminder, Jeremy.
But that's why we're here, is to help pizzerias succeed.
Yeah, we do have a full menu. We've obviously at the very beginning we had mainly a little bit of a takeout place, and then we expanded and we built on a deck, and then that's when we tore down the building. We built a bigger place for indoor, and we have a full downstairs, and we have a coffee shop also in the same building.
Nice.
And also, so we get the coffee crowd, and then we get the lunch crowd and the dinner crowd. So, but next to the coffee shop, we have a really nice takeout area. I don't know if you looked on our website.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a beautiful website. Really well done.
Yeah, thank God we had that. I'll tell you, if we put that in 2 years ago. If we didn't have that, I don't know if we could have survived the pandemic. Yeah. Because people did not want to come inside to pick up anything. And so that would have been a big problem. We're so lucky that we had that, because we were busier than ever. I mean, we were making so much dough that sometimes we ran out. I mean,
wow.
Yeah.
So. And that's something that that I was trying to figure out, because for some people, the pandemic just crushed them as far as tourism when it comes to like major cities. But I had heard like in smaller communities that they were getting flooded with tourism because people were traveling locally. So were you finding that you were getting a lot of people from like Morgantown and some of the area, this area cities that are near there that were flooding in to try your place?
Yes. A lot of our customers come from Virginia and Washington, D.C. and Baltimore, but we also get a really big Pittsburgh crowd. And last night I did listen to the podcast you had with the guy from Pittsburgh, Calientes. Yeah. He was great. And I know exactly what he was going through. But so we're about 2 hours from Pittsburgh. So we get lots of Pittsburgh people also. And a lot of people own second homes here. So on the lake and in the county. So they came up here since they had Wi-Fi and they could do their business from here. Yeah. And then there was no school, so kids could do virtual up here. So we stayed busy most of the time, which was really good. Yeah. So we were very lucky.
Yeah.
Very lucky indeed. Did you make any alterations to your menu during the pandemic? You have a fairly large menu. Did you try to scale it back in order to better service your customers, or were you able to retain your staff well enough that you could execute?
We didn't cut back anything, actually. We were going to the end of March when we have another restaurant, but it's not a pizzeria. We did have to close there. That's where I'm sitting now. It's about 1.5 miles from the pizzeria. We had to close there because it was more of a sit-down restaurant. We hardly did any takeout. So takeout started booming, and then we started adding some maybe meal kits that people could take home, and not pizza, but like lasagnas and things like that, sauce and cheese. And but no, we didn't really cut back anything. Nothing at all. We had the full menu. Salads were a problem sometimes because lettuce was so high and it wasn't a good quality. So, and then we had some shortages on the supply chain with some food, but we were pretty lucky most of the time. So,
yeah, I want to talk about that. We heard rumors of some pizzerias having trouble locating adequate amounts of pepperoni at times. We know some funky things happen with cheese here and there. What
Mm-hmm.
sort of supply chain issues did you personally experience?
Well, our cheese, we use a small Italian supplier from Pittsburgh. That's where we get most of our
Okay.
ingredients for the pizzeria. And then we have a bigger food company for certain lettuces. In the summer and spring, we buy all local products as much as we can from farmers because they're our customers and we have to support our customers.
Sure.
But cheese was sky high. I never paid $3.85, $3.90 for a pound of cheese ever. And we use the best cheese. We use Grande. It's the best cheese. And so that was a bit of a problem. And we didn't have enough space that when it went down, we could buy extra cases. So we couldn't do that. Pepperoni, I was always taught years ago that if you should have a week's supply in your freezer or in the walk-in just in case you didn't get a delivery. So we always stayed ahead, 10 cases of pepperoni. We were always on top of that. So sausage, we had a little bit of problem with sausage and then the lettuce, but for the most part, we were pretty good. Our suppliers are great. They kind of look out for you and they were like, look, this is going to happen in a month. You should beef up and get an extra couple of cases. So we did that.
Yeah, I think that I've come to realize over the years, the most successful pizzerias have a true partnership with their suppliers. If you are calling your supplier every week, trying to beat them up on price by, hey, can you get this 4 cents per ounce lower because someone else just called me and offered me that price. If it's kind of an adversarial relationship, you're going to suffer in times like this. And those who have a real partnership with their suppliers, even if they pay a little more upfront here and there, it seems your suppliers tend to take care of you when you're in the weeds.
Yes, absolutely. They do all the time. They always look out for you, and that's good. We have a good working relationship with them, and we've used them for several years. So
that's fantastic. Now, when you were living in the Bronx in the 80s, did you work in a pizzeria? Did your family was your family a pizza family, or just like everyone else who grows up in New York, you saw and had access to and appreciated good pizza? Yeah. And then when you were in Maryland, you're like, hey, let's do this. How did that all come to fruition?
Well, all I knew about it in New York was how to eat pizza. We always had great neighborhood pizzerias. When I moved down here, honest to God, I didn't know anything about it. I trusted the guy I was with, Dominic, and he was great, did a great job. But, he was good at starting things, but didn't want to follow through a lot. And I was better with the follow through. So I learned on the job training, literally on the job. So I had no prior experience whatsoever. I didn't even know how to roll dough. Now we're great at it.
Yeah.
So,
you learn by pizza maker as well.
What was that?
Are you the pizza maker as well, or
I make pizza.
Over to kitchen staff?
Yeah, I work in the kitchen. I love the kitchen. So we have an open kitchen so we can see our customers.
Oh, good.
You want to see your customers and thank them and just know what's going on in the dining room. So,
yeah,
absolutely. So kitchen's the heartbeat.
Was there a certain pizzeria that you were trying to that you had maybe growing up that you were trying to match that flavor? Because we hear that like when people go beyond New York, they try to match that flavor that they had as kids.
Everybody was saying that the water in New York is the best and makes the best dough. And after going to Pizza Expos for many years, we found out from Tom Lehman and all those guys, it's not really that. So we had great pizzerias in our neighborhood, but we weren't trying to recreate anything, only just to have a big pie. We have a 20-inch pie, and we cut slices out of that. So our house pie, if you're getting a slice, you're getting a big slice of a 20-inch pie. So we kind of learned as we went. In I'd say it was 90, or it was before you came on, Jeremy, there was a family that owned Pizza Today. Mm-hmm. And I saw that magazine. And I ripped it out when I was standing in a pizzeria in Baltimore. And that's how I learned so much stuff with Pizza Today. And I'm not kidding. We all did, my staff.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, we look forward to that magazine all the time. My husband's always like, are you leaving these magazines around the house? Because I'm like last night I was looking at the other Pizza Today. But my staff reads them, and we learn things by going to the expo. We take everybody to the expo.
Oh,
we close and bring all of our people.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Actually, we were booked to go for March when the pandemic happened. We were so bummed out. We had 21 of us going.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
How about for August? Are you guys getting a team together for August, or is
August is too busy because we're in a seasonal area. If we went in August, we would, we'd have to close. But I have to show you this, if you could see it. Let me see. So can you see that on the top, 325? That's how many days there are to the Pizza Expo.
I love it.
Because we have it on there for next year.
Nice. Right, because Brenda's in a seasonal town and August is her busy season.
Right.
She included me before we even talked that she can't make the show in August, but she cannot wait until March 22.
Yeah, which is not far after that. So
I know, we can't wait.
On her phone, so she is seriously looking forward to.
Yeah, we are. Yes, all of us, our whole staff. When I told them, hey, Jeremy White wrote back to me, they were like, oh, what'd he say? I said, they're going to have the Pizza Expo next year. And they were so excited. They're like, put it in your phone. So I did right away. So
do you have an attack strategy for Expo? Like if you bring so many people, like of how you send people to different things, like do you guys kind of attack it in a unique way?
We attack it in a great way. I've taken staff 4 times to the Pizza Expo and I've gone twice myself. I went in 1997 when we closed Dominic's Pizzeria in 1995, and I went to work at the ski resort. And everybody there knew everything about food costs and trends, and I didn't know a lot. I just knew how to make what I knew from the pizzeria I had. So I paid my own way to Pizza Expo in 1997. Wow. I went out there and I learned so many things, made a lot of great connections, started using grande cheese all the time. And so I went to every seminar there was, every single one. They were great. And that's how I met Tom Lehman and just so many great speakers. But when we, as soon as you guys put out your schedule, we take it and we make copies for every cook, especially, and every front of the house person. And then we tell them, all right, what do you want to take? What interests you the most? And they have to take it. And then, because otherwise they have to pay for their trip when they come back. So if they don't go to the seminars, and we're all there, if they don't go, then they know they'll be in hot water. They have to go.
Oh, nice.
They have to report on it. They have to tell us what they learned. You know, we learned about take and bake pizzas at the Expo several years ago. I think it was 2008 we went. And take and bake pizza is a big part of our menu, you know. So.
And did that really help during the pandemic? Because I heard take and bakes were very popular.
Yes, an awful lot. So, but the seminars are great. We learned so much with those.
You're doing it the right way too, Brenda. I know one year I walked into one of the seminars. I believe it was on a financial topic, and it was a great seminar. But I saw a company like yours had about 15 to 18 people, and all 15 of them were sitting in on the same seminar. And I was like, wow, you guys must really need everybody to know a lot about finance. I'm thinking to myself, there are
5 other seminars
probably right now 25 other seminars and demos going on concurrently at the same time. And I thought, what a waste of your resources to have 15 people in one seminar when one could be learning about marketing and one could be learning about management. One could be learning about dough, whatever your needs are as a company. It blew my mind that all 15 were sitting in the same seminar. And I remember talking to the owner afterwards saying, hey, I'm not going to tell you how to run your business, but FYI, there's a lot of education out there. And maybe if you divide and conquer, you might ultimately win out a little bit better. So you're doing it the right way. Kudos to you.
Yeah, we do that. Yeah. They all like to pick their own classes. And sometimes if they don't pick the right classes for the right person, because you kind of know this person should take this, then we have to guide them that way. But most of them do. And it's good for the younger kids who come with us, like they're the first timers to the pizza show or working at the pizzeria. Then they learn from the older guys. So
absolutely. Denise, one of my favorite things about the show is when we see someone who's, very young and just getting into the pizza industry and clearly at their first show.
Excited.
Walk in and they just see how much is there and what all's going on. And you just see their eyes,
their jaw drops.
That's a lot of fun.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's a great show. We did a fundraiser, just like a small thing. We, just for extra spending money for some of the staff, because we want to go to some of the shows. We paid for, we do have a credit with Southwest for all the 21 tickets for next year.
Sure.
And they're paid for. And our suppliers, they're so good that they pay for a lot of our entrance tickets to go into the show, which is really nice of them. And then, so sometimes we do a raffle and the customers always say, hey, how was the Pizza Expo? They even ask us, they're also interested in how was it? Because we're closed. We just shut down. We're closed for like 5
days.
Nice.
Yeah, you literally shut down.
Yeah.
Wow.
No one's left behind. We shut down.
Yeah. Wow.
That's
Yeah.
dedication.
It's great. It's great. We love it.
Absolutely. Let's talk about your employees real quick. Are you dealing with this shortage that everybody seems to be experiencing, and how is it out there for you?
We're lucky that we have. I think we could probably use 2 or 3 more pizza guys. That would help because we have the top floor is the dining room, and underneath is the takeout. So the takeout, we need at least 4 people making pizza, 2 guys turning or girls. And then, so upstairs, then we only have like 2. So we could use 1 or 2 more. I mean, that would help. Line cooks, we could use another person to help on the line. We have 4 good guys, but then it's 7 days a week from 11 to 10. So, it gets hard and it's really busy. When it's really busy, you're working really hard. So it's affected us a little bit. I listened to the guy yesterday about his job fair. We had a job fair a couple of weeks ago, and we did some left-handed marketing. We took out a full page out in our local paper. We had this guy pulling out his hair saying, "Do you need a job?" And it was so to get people's attention. But I also I know the younger kids aren't reading the paper, but the grandparents are and the parents. So we tried to look at it that way.
Interesting.
We only got like 10 employees, but we hired all of them and they were great. They're great.
Oh, there you go.
So we got them all, but we also pay more than the average person. Can I tell you what we pay servers?
Absolutely.
If you're willing to share. Yeah.
Yeah, I am. Yeah. Because I think it's important. We don't do sign-on bonuses or anything. And because what about the people who are still working for you and they didn't get a sign-on bonus? And I think you have to be as fair as you can.
Sure.
And we take really good care of our staff because they take really good care of our business. And so we start our service with $7 an hour. And then we start bartenders at $9 an hour. And the bussers get $8. Some of them get $9 if they're experienced and they've been here for a while. And that helps. Hardly anyone gets minimum wage. Even our dishwashers don't get minimum wage. For a while there, when the minimum wage kept going up in Maryland, it's $11.75. So, but then I was like, well, I don't know if we should pay a dishwasher that. But if they stay with us, they get a raise every year, just like everybody else. So yeah, there's a little bit of a hiring problem. We could have a few more, but I think when school is out, we'll get some of the younger kids. We love to hire the 14, 15-year-olds because then they stay for 5 and 6 years, and that's what you want.
Now, being a seasonal business, you're able to hire at the younger kids, right? Like because you don't have to wait for like 15 or 16 to get them in.
Yeah, we can hire at 14.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Yeah, but I think most places can. We hire bus people for the day at 14. And then at 15, they can work the evenings, and 16, then if they go to 16, they can learn how to host. We even have some servers that were 17. We just they can't take out alcohol, but they can learn about it. Once they get the taste of money, they always want to keep making more.
Yeah.
Which is good. So we feel by paying more, then we'll probably get hopefully the best people. We have got quite a few, and some people around here are a little annoyed at me. Other businesses have said something, I think that's not the way to do it. And I said, well, this works for my business. And I think we have to take care of our own. And we also have customers we have to feed in the summer. So we want to pay a little more to get the best. So
yeah,
absolutely. Brenda, one of the things I wanted to ask you about is being a woman in the pizza industry, a female pizzeria owner 20 years ago. There weren't a lot of women in pizza when you first opened your pizzeria, and now fast forward to today, there are more and more women entering the industry and making their mark in the industry. Can you just kind of talk about the changes you've seen over the last 20 years with regards to that?
Well, even going to the first Pizza Expo in 1997, and when I worked at the ski resort, people would say, is the manager here? When can I see him? And I would say, well, I'm the manager, and you can talk to me. Excuse me. And then when I opened my own business, well, actually, when I was at the expo, you could see that there were so many men there, and there weren't a lot of women attendees. But it didn't bother me because I was there on a mission to learn and then bring it back. And then, but I have seen over the years, at least now, I feel like when people come in to talk to you, they'll say, is there really a Brenda? Does she work here? I'm like, yeah, I'm Brenda, and we do work here, and we're involved. And So, it's changed for the better for everybody. I think it's good. Women have, I have a lot of my friends here who own businesses in this county, and they're all women. So it's definitely going in the right direction.
Yeah. And I know you've taken on quite the leadership role there in your community. I've noticed that you've been recognized several times within your community for being a real leader. Can you talk a little bit about how you've gotten involved with your community and kind of how you've tried to push that forward?
Yeah, well, my parents always said, my parents were immigrants from Ireland, and my mom and dad always said, if you don't like the way something is, then get involved and try and change it, or put your money where your mouth is, use your voice. So when I came down here, yeah, it was definitely really different. And when I started working at the pizzeria, I was like, is there an association we can join for restaurants? So actually, we're a member of the Restaurant Association of Maryland, which is a great advocate for us. They do a lot. And we get involved with legislative affairs, with our Chamber of Commerce. So we can be involved with the $15 minimum wage and the tip credit. And, we're very vocal with that. And my staff comes with me. When we go to Annapolis to speak or to be in front of the legislative committee, we all go together and we talk. And they have to hear, you can hear the owner talk, but what about the workers? Let them tell you how they feel if minimum wage went up so high, and then you have to bring everybody else up, how it's going to affect the business and the bottom line. I have got recognized for a few things, which is really nice, but you have to get involved because you want to be a voice for the people that live here and the business community. So yeah, so that is very nice. It's it's good.
Excellent.
Brenda, thank you so much for your time. We're going to let you go. We know you're busy. You have a lot to do, but we really appreciate you coming on, sharing your story with us. And we cannot wait to see you in March of 22.
Yes, 22.
And Denise, I'm thinking that
we're gonna have to get out there.
Louisville to Morgantown's not that far, and
no,
45 minutes. So I think that when travel restrictions lift, we should probably go taste Brenda's pizza in person.
That'd be great.
Yeah,
and sit that'd be great.
And sit and overlook that lake. We're in Louisville, Kentucky.
Louisville, Kentucky.
Oh, Kentucky, that's not so far.
Yeah, we're not too far at all.
Yeah, we have a guy who we buy equipment from down there, and he's coming up. We just put in another restaurant right not far from me, and we opened in December. We did it right in the middle of the pandemic, but we were so far in, you're either going to keep going or you're going to, get out. So we just kept going, and we got a lot of our equipment from Kentucky, and they're coming up to see us in a couple of weeks. Yeah.
Good.
So that's
nice.
We will make it a point to come see you once.
Oh, great. Okay.
Absolutely.
I would love to see your place in person.
Absolutely.
Well, you guys keep up the good work. We love Pizza Today, and we love the stories and the pictures and all the information that we learned. So, and we'll definitely track you down. If we don't see you, we'll track you down to Vegas.
And
absolutely.
Going on that 20th anniversary celebration.
Yes, I will.
Yeah, you're gonna have to keep us posted on what you do. You can even tag us on social. We'd like to see it.
Oh, okay, I will. All right, I'm gonna tell JB. He's worked with us since he's 17, since 2002. He's worked, and he's the manager of the pizzeria. I'm gonna tell him that it's gonna be 20 years because he's been there that long with me. So
yeah.
All right.
It's a really big deal, so you need to make it a big deal. And
okay. All right. Well, nice talking to you both.
All right. Thank you so much. Take care.
Take care. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.